Let us dare to ask the question, what is God? I am not asking who, because that is the wrong question. I ask what because that which is earlier than me. How can I say who? Because who means I know. And that which is before me, how can I know that? So let us do this very seriously, not because I am lonely or depressed or anxious, but because I am very, very curious. I know that if there is a thing, then there is a word for that thing. This means, if there is no thing, then where does the word come from that points to something? So, if there is a thing, then there is a word for that thing. Now I come to the point that something was there, for which this word, God, was created. Now my second question arises, how can one thing know about its source? Is it possible? Or, if it is not possible, then how can a thing describe its source, from where that thing originates? So let us look at the description which was given by the thing about the source. If the description is a copy of the thing's own seeing, listening, speaking, or watching, then the description is an illusion created by the thing to seduce itself, because the source cannot be described by any words that the thing created. So if there is something new, completely new, that doesn't have any relationship to the old, then there is a possibility of the truth. So the question remains, did God create us or did we create God? Now the next question is, why do we create something? Does it give us satisfaction or do we want something in exchange for that created thing? If we want something in exchange, then surely we create to do business. And if we are doing business, then we are familiar with these two words, profit and loss. Is God a business? A curated, repeated distraction in the illusion of hope that one day he or she will save you from suffering? So doesn't business create conflict? Because if one person or one group is making huge and easy money, then there are others who follow or fight or create exactly the same business with a different signboard. So there is the possibility of a business model of God, which is created by a gathering, later called religion. But still the question remains, where did that word come from if that thing wasn't there? What if one saw something, and during the description, the words became corrupted, and the entire description became chaos, which created further ripples, and this circus became so entertaining that nobody wants careful observation? What if the one who saw something was certain that if even a single word, or the perception of a word, was changed, then the entire finding or truth would become a mess? So the one who was describing it clearly indicated that nothing should be added, and nothing should be excluded from the description. Now there was an immense effect of those words, because whoever was listening or writing at that moment typed them without truly understanding or grasping them. And when business got involved, the elite began to follow that line, because it gave them immense security, as no one could question those words. So behind these words they hid and conducted their businesses, and from that extremism originated. But this entire structure shows us the outcome of the finding of the one who knows. Yet, that one also knows exactly this, that this type of finding cannot be transferred to others. So the one makes his or her speech in a very mystical, mysterious, or secret way, so that enormous curiosity remains, and people will try to find out or search for what is there. Next, there was a great sense of relaxation and bliss, because if the one is describing that every sorrow will be gone, then there is the possibility that the person's body is greatly relaxed by that finding. So there is some kind of physical change also, or perhaps even a mutation. But the question is still there, what is God? Then let us try to find out the meaning of this word from the very day it originated. Maybe there's some clue there. We find this. The English word God originates from the Proto-Germanic word gujan, which is believed to be derived from the Proto-Indo-European root gau, at, meaning to call or to invoke. Now we can see clearly that this word is meant as a call to awaken. Now the question arises, who will awaken and from what? This question gives us goosebumps. Do we even know what we are? Do we know whether we are awake or asleep right now? Now the entire scenario is changed by these questions. Because if the questioner does not know about himself or herself, then there is no guarantee that the question is right or wrong. And there is an immense implication in this, because now the questioner cannot perceive the actuality of the finding. So it becomes a paradox. How can one solve this paradox? Maybe by realizing that he or she does not know anything. Because the moment one sees clearly that they don't know anything, then there is the possibility of something absolutely new, and that which is new may be true. Now what does one know when he or she takes birth on this planet? Nothing, right? So the entire structure of knowing or knowledge, or whatever exists in the psyche, is past information that is uploaded into the child after birth. And if that information were perfect, then why is there conflict in this world? So it means the information is flawed. The knowledge is wrong. We are speaking here in the context of the psyche. So the first step to undo this is by realizing that we don't know anything for sure. Then, and only then, can one ask again, with clarity and seriousness, the question, what is God? Now, suppose one realizes that this finding of ours is true, and he or she erases their knowledge for the sake of inquiry. And if there is no such finding, then they can take back their knowledge and live in whatever way they like. Isn't that a good idea? Let us move further. If there is a source that created all this, if there is any, then that source must be perfect. There is no possibility of disorder or conflict in it. How? Let's look at nature, at the universal forces, and at that which humans can observe beyond planet Earth. Isn't there a great order? Because if there wasn't, even a single shift in the position of the moon could erase the entire civilization in the blink of an eye. So, do we think that this order is created by humans? Or is this order beyond human perception? If humans could create such order, then why is this circus going on? Civilizations are born, they thrive, and then they die, and we go round and round in circles. So this order must be the outcome of intelligence. That intelligence may be mutated in the human mind, or maybe not. What if one, just one, experienced that mutated intelligence, and the finding of that one gave birth to the word God? So here we are again. What is God? What if intelligence itself is the essence or the likeness of this word God? An intelligence that originates from the knowing of the unknown. That unknown is the mutation of the mind. And if the mind is mutated, then there is the possibility to know the answer to this question. So what should one do? The answer is, what would an intelligent being do in this type of scenario? I think they would simply ask, what is God? So we are together doing this inquiry on this channel. Now, if somehow these words of mine struck you, then please share your thoughts in the comment section. And I want to clearly indicate, this is our finding, not a pre-planned script. This is something new, if one can truly perceive it. If this resonates with you, please like, share, and subscribe to the channel, so we can continue this journey of inquiry together.